Hello, hello, hello. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to JDTV Live. And it's the 15th of March 2022, and I am sparkly. Look at that scarf. Don't look at the mess behind me, but just look at the scarf. So I'm just waiting for a few of you to come on and say hello. And I'm sending love to you all, no matter when you watch this. You will receive the love, you will receive the inspiration, you will receive the healing from the non-physical realms, your angels, all the healers out there, beaming such beautiful love and healing upon you, and all the problem areas in the world, most especially Ukraine. The Russian people who don't even know what's going on, God bless them, and those other areas of the world that are in conflict. Let's please try and bring some love and light to them, and that high vibration that will hopefully open their hearts to further love and stop this crazy carry on. Man killing man. Oh dear. Anyway, I see some of you are on, so I want to say hello to you. Let me just move to the comments. Hello, Lorna. How are you this evening? Hello, Kathleen. It's been a while as you normally work. Monday nights when you've been, well, now, Kathleen, to be honest, I've been very, very busy myself, and I haven't been as regular with JDTV as I'd like to. The last 2 weekends I've been working down in Blackpool doing psychic healing spiritual weekends for about 300 people, more maybe over the last 2 weekends. So I've been so busy and a little bit tired. And I have a whole lot of other stuff going on just now, but I haven't forgot my dear friends who watch JDTV, and it is lovely to be here. And there's Edith. Hello, Edith. I think you were actually on the last psychic weekend I did in the lovely Queen's Hotel. And oh, there's Crystal. Oh, now for those of you that don't know, Monty has passed since the last JDTV. My wee darling Monty, I did put it on Facebook, but for those of you who watch regularly, remember used to clippy clop all round. Well, that's no more. But I know Monty's here with us in spirit, and Crystal's still here. She's feeling a little bit bereaved. She's missing him in the physical. Anyway, hello everyone. Hello Roddy. Hello Linda Jane. Hello Pamela. Hello Pamela. Hello Julie. Edith, as I said. Karen. Timmy. Hello darling. Michelle. Hi darling. How are you? Charlene. Hello darling. John Sweeney. I'm great. How are you? Hello everyone who's just joined, and whether you're watching now or whether you're watching later, of course, the universe is still going to speak to you, so don't worry. Now, if anyone has a question for myself, for the angels, for all those lovely beings in the non-physical realms, loved ones, whatever, please feel free to go ahead and ask it. If you have anything, an area of your life that's worrying you or anything. Oh yeah, now there's my lovely friend. Edith says it's Reiki. Edie was in Blackpool. Yeah, you're a lovely, lovely lady, Edie. It was so lovely to have your energy there, particularly during the shows and during the Angel Experience Workshop. When I do these weekends, I do 2 shows, and I do this angel workshop, and it's always so uplifting, and it can really change your life if you let it. And Edith and her friend were there, and they're 2 Reiki masters, so that was really assisting the energy. So thank you so much, Edith. I'm very aware, darling, of a gentleman with you, and it feels like your father. And your mother also comes forward as well, and she's bringing forward a little girl. Now this is either going to be no, I was going to say your sister, but it's not. It's either going to be your daughter or your granddaughter, who must have been lost to, not lost, because you don't get lost when you go to spirit, but who must have either not come to planet Earth or must have been in planet Earth and then returned to spirit. But she's certainly with your mother, and your mother just brings her forward here. The girl shows me herself somewhere between the ages of 11 and 14. So that may indicate when she passed. It may have been those many years ago, or that may not be relevant to that at all. It may be the age she was when she passed. So I hope that makes sense to you. There's also another gentleman coming from the back. He's waving to you like that. And I do feel this is your father. And I do hear the name Donald just coming in, which I don't believe is your father or your father-in-law, but just a name I hear coming in the distance. And Donald can be a first name or a second name, Edith. So do let me know if that makes sense to you. And I'm going to, I do feel the name Peter coming forward for you. I do feel Peter is a guide for you, Edith. You may, he's a Reiki guide. You may have encountered him already. He has sort of white hair and he's a bit bald on top. He's very monk-like energy, and he's a beautiful guide for you. And the card that I've picked for you is sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honour yourself and your feelings. Yeah, so sometimes it's good to keep your own company, Edith, or to have boundaries. Look at me, Crystal. And to stand back from those who take, or don't give. I know there's a little bit of grief around you. I'm not sure whether it's with yourself or someone very close with you, but I can see a lady feeling really upset and shedding tears here. So God bless her. And I've been handed a rose from a beautiful lady in spirit. And I know it feels it could be your sister or sister-in-law. And I feel this rose would have been growing in her garden. So I hope that makes sense to you, darling. Big kisses for now. So here's a comment from Shar. Hi, Shar. Hi, Jane. No questions, but would love any messages from Spirit. Had a lovely experience recently where I felt my grandmother's presence with me. Well, isn't that so beautiful? And I feel with her, she's a really kindly, calming effect on you, Shar. And I know there's another lady present with her as well. That could be your other grandmother, or a lady, could even be your great grandmother if you knew that lady, or even if you didn't know her, she could still be coming in there. But I know the other lady's very small, and she would have lived to a really ripe old age, maybe late 80s, early 90s. But you do have a number of angels round about you, and as these angels come forward, they show me themselves looking like male youths. So I know you have a son yourself. I don't know what age he is, but I know with these angels, as they show me themselves like this, it tells me about the gifts you have dealing with children, and in particular boys. And I know some of these boys who you would be dealing with would have some complex needs, shall we put it that way. But you certainly seem to be the very person, the very energy who can uplift them. Although you do have to embrace this calmness that your grandmother was showing you, because this is the key that's currently missing, And as I talk about a key that's currently missing, I'm very aware of, I feel it's your grandfather, and he showed me an old-fashioned key, an old-fashioned lock. I can hear it turning. I feel it could be to like a garden shed or an outhouse or something like that. So I hope that makes sense to you, darling. Either the name Anne or Annie would be very close around you. So hope that makes sense to you, darling. And here's Marie on. Marie's one of my lovely colleagues who helped me out at Blackpool. She's an absolute star, along with Mags and my other dear friend, Angela, who wasn't there this time. But Marie, I'm very, very much of a little lady, aware of a little lady. It's not your mama. We know your mama's there all the time. This little lady is very plump and she's very short. So she's like 4'8" or 4'10". She's really very short. and she always wore the old-fashioned apron with the top and the bottom, and she's just stood with you, but I don't think she's really got much of a clue. And in life, I think she was maybe a little bit like that as well. I don't know whether she's a bit what you would call simple or just a little bit confused, or whether she had mental health issues, and none of that is meant to be disrespectful at all. I do hope you know who this woman is. If she's not your side, then I would look to Alex's side, because I do hear Alex's name being mentioned. And there is a younger man in spirit as well, and he shows me between having reddy, gingery hair and brown hair. So there could be two younger men there connected with you, possibly brothers or brothers-in-law. And of course, we are sending wonderful healing to you, darling, as always. So take care. So Edith says, so this is Edith, the First Lady. Thank you, Jane. My granddaughter was born asleep. Don't know Donald. Lovely, my mum and dad came forth with my granddaughter. She would have been 29. Oh, God bless, darling. The name Donald just came in very, very distant to me. So it may be someone that's distant to you, Edith. Could be a first name or could be a second name. So just give that some thought, darling. Oh, okay. God bless you. Here's Jerry. Hello again, Jane. Not watched in a while. Well, that's only because I haven't been as regular as I was previously because of other situations, issues in my life, working related mostly. Please could you advise me? I recently lost my new. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I recently lost my new job after only 6 months, and the situation has totally deflated me. Love, Jerry. P.S. It was a scary job. And if it was a scary job, Jerry, then I think it's probably not the job for you. Now, I wonder if this is a job where you were a security guard or a night watchman, because I feel that very strongly around you. And I do not know what you look like, Jerry, but I see a gentleman here, and it's quite a portly gentleman. So this is a representation of yourself, or someone very, very someone close with you, or someone who you'd have known from this job or who worked as a security guard. I can see him. He has the chunky navy sort of jumper on that they tend to wear. Almost looks like an army jumper, but I can see him actually sat in a stool, and he's by like an inspection box or something, a little watchtower box thing that they would use as a sort of office thing. Yes, again, I hear the name Peter. I gave it to someone earlier, but I hear it round about you, and I hear that when I see the name Peter, the T's kind of bent. So if you know Peter, I wonder if he had an injury there to his leg, or had some issue to his back, perhaps. But I think, Jerry, you need to really, just take it easy and chill, and maybe speak to the doctor about getting some emotional help for you at this time. Definitely, if you can do a little bit of meditation or a little bit of breathing, just to calm you and just to bring your spirit forward. Because, Jerry, there's nothing to be afraid of in this life, darling. Absolutely nothing. And I have a lady here for you. I think it's grandmother. And she's quite strict lady, and she'll tell, come on now, just get on with it. She may even be Irish. You see, I nearly broke into an Irish accent, and I know she'd have so many children, 8 or 10 children. She would have just shushed them all out the house. There wouldn't be any time for anybody to have any doubts or fears. And she's bringing this energy forward to you, or for you, just to give you that little extra bit of confidence that all will be well, and that she's watching you. And I feel the name Elizabeth round about her someplace. God bless you, darling. Charlotte. Hey, lovely. Hope you're well. Would love to know if my grandpa was aware of what happened in his final hours, please. Hi, Charlotte. Well, love to you, love to your lovely family, and love to your gorgeous baby girl. She's just so beautiful. Now, I hear a name as a blend with your energy. That name is Lindsay, Lyndsay, Lindsay. And I wonder if you know how that name would link with you, but I do feel that energy is very, very close. Your grandpa, everybody, when they pass, knows what's happened in their time before passing. How do I know this? Because if you remember my book and my story, I asked my father when he was unconscious and in a coma to always look after my son. I told him that I was having a boy and that I loved him and that would he always look after my son. And of course, my father didn't hear that with his human ears, but his consciousness did. Our consciousness is always aware of everything. Whether we hear it with our human ears or see it with our human eyes. So yes, he knew. And of course, my daddy turned up during the difficult labour of my son and basically proved to me that he'd heard everything and he was there looking after my son. And as you guys know, that's just the beginning of my story. You'd always read about it in my book if you don't know it or watch it on YouTube. I do feel with your grandpa, I'm in a hospital bed and I'm being shown an old-fashioned sort of breathing bag here, like a brown thing. So I don't know whether it was a heart attack or something he had, but this looks like the nurses are trying to resuscitate him, something like that. But there's not a bother with people who pass, whether it's and I don't mean to be insensitive when I say that. The human passing is not at all bothersome once you've passed, because it's just a way of escaping your physical body. The spirit is just completely there. It's always there, and it's just returned to non-physical, and that can be a big relief, a light relief to those beings, but obviously not to us on planet Earth who feel that we've lost that person forever because we have lost the human body, but actually all we have lost is the human body. That person is more vibrant and alive, existing than they ever have been. I definitely hear America around about you, Charlotte, so it might not be immediately, but I do feel it will be fine. Oh, there's Marie coming on. It was Granny Maggie and she had Alzheimer's. Oh, God love you, darling. Well, anyway, that's an unusual one. I don't think I've brought her through before for you, Marie, so she's just coming through to give you that extra bit of protection. She shows me you start standing very strong and very straight, so I do believe there's going to be a not done in your health, darling, and I really pray for that. Now here's Shar with a little bit more feedback. Yes, I teach wonderful boys and have an extra special one at home. Thanks, Jane. All calming energy appreciated. All right, darling. Take it in, take it in, take it in. The more you breathe and meditate, the better you will be. And you must have been baking like cupcakes or something, or butterfly cakes, because I can see you doing that. And when you focus on something and you're not thinking, that's when your mind's really ease. So remember that. Hello, everyone who's just joined. Lovely to see you all. If anyone has a question, please go ahead and ask. I'm so sorry that I can't respond to every single one of you, but you know I'm sending you all so much love. And if I don't answer your question at first, please give me a couple of minutes and then retype it. Mary Beth, love you. Jane, love you too, darling, and you're a beautiful girl. Sending you love and stars. That's so very kind of you. And I just want to say to you, Mary Beth, I've been following your fitness progress on your Facebook page, and I'm very inspired, and I know a lot of other people are as well, at the results you're getting and the energy you're putting into it. But I know that your energy feels much higher than it did before, and you must be feeling so much better in yourself and your mind, your body, and your spirit. And I know that's going to definitely feed across to your daughter, who's also feeling much lighter. Lighter is the word I want to use for you girls. So yes, you've lost body weight, but I feel the whole energy of both of you is lighter and bubblier and just wow. I do see a gentleman around you, Mary Beth. He has dark hair. It's losing his hair a little bit in the top, and he's a black moustache. This is either someone you already know either living or past, or someone that's going to come into your life. He's about 6 foot tall, maybe 6'1", and he's a nice, gentle soul. So if you don't already know him, that's quite interesting for you. Let me just pick you a romance card. You might already have somebody for all I know. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So if there's somebody in one of your social or biz or gym gatherings that you feel attracted to, the angels are advising you to gently take the initiative. What's wrong with that? It's 2022 and women power is stronger than ever. If you look at my post about the Marina, the Russian journalist who went on state-owned TV and said, "Oh, you're all been fooled. What a brave woman. How incredibly brave is she?" God bless her. Pamela, anything for myself, Jane. Really need it at the moment as I've got COVID. God bless you, darling. I feel the whole world has got COVID right now. Certainly my family's been struck down with it. My friends got it. It just feels like everyone in Scotland's got it for sure anyway. It's miserable, but thank God it doesn't seem to be putting people in hospital so much, and it definitely doesn't seem to be the lethal strain that we started off with. Thank goodness for that. Pamela, I'm very aware of 2 gentlemen round about you, and one would have loved his flowers, and I see him in his garden. I see him actually potting on it. He's putting a little flower. He's growing it in a little pot and he's putting it into a bigger pot and he's pressing the earth and the dirt round about it. So I know that he's bringing on like seedlings. And then there's another gentleman very close with you who feels like your father if he's passed. So you're absolutely being looked after very much by these men. And your grandpa that's doing the potting on, that's him showing in a way that he's taking care of you and nurturing you. And when you're able, try to get a little bit walk out in the country or the woods or by the sea. Doesn't need to be that long, just enough to get a few breaths of air and a few steps, and then grab a coffee and come back. I do feel a link to Edinburgh with a young boy around you. And oh yeah, and I feel a grandmother very, very close to you. I'm not sure if your mother's passed or not, but this grandma is very motherly towards you. And also hear the name Ruth, and that could be totally unrelated to any of the people I've brought through, but it should be a name that you can identify, darling. God, let me just give you a wee card. Okay, Pamela. Okay, water. So I did say to you to be out in nature. So if you've got a lake or a loch or a body of water or the sea, definitely try and go down there. And water's very good for both the spirit and for the emotions. So just give all your problems, let them all float out to sea. And the angels are saying here, drink more water and eat foods with water in them, such as fresh fruit and veg. So the water has 2 meanings. It has a physical and an emotional meaning. So yeah, flush out your system, darling. All is well, okay? Marie, you're very welcome, darling. No need to feel down, darling. We're all looking after you. Okay. So we've got Sasha. Is there anything for me or my mum, Michelle? Well, I don't know if your mum's on here, darling, or not, but I do feel with you, Sasha, I do feel there's a lot of heartache regarding a man who's passed over or a man who's very sick in hospital or was very sick in hospital before he passed. And I do feel that part of my heart has gone there, but also I want to say that link of love is so strong that it can never be broken. And as I said at the beginning, the death of the human body does not break the bonds of love, not at all, darling. And if this is your daddy, then I'm sending so much love and he's sending so much love. I do hear the name William. That's not your daddy's name. I feel that is someone else's name. Could be an uncle you have. Sending your mom so much love. And just her daddy's passed. He's here as well, so your granda. and just saying to your mum, be brave, be brave. Oh no, the same card for you, Sasha. I mean, I've literally got about 100 cards here. Look at this now. And the same card has come up for you. So go by water, let the water wash away all your negative emotions. And you must know some cold water swimmers, or your mummy must, because I see them going in, paddling into freezing cold water with their feet. I just couldn't do that. But anyway, we're noting that. We're also here the not unusual name of Jim, but I know Jim is a smoker because I do smell smoke all around him. So Sasha, for yourself, drink plenty of water, drink fluids, eat vegetables, and try and stay buoyant, which is an interesting phrase. Buoyant means with your head above water, basically. So don't let your emotions overwhelm you. God bless you, darling. I've got Facebook user, need a wee push in the right direction. I don't know your name, unfortunately, darling. Oh, now here's a, hi, Michelle. Hi, Jane. You met my brother, Terry, the bus driver. Terry's so funny, and he was kind enough to buy me a drink. My mum, Sheila, came through really strong for him. Have you any messages from me, from anybody? Thank you. Michelle, yes, this often happens when I do these holidays for coach companies. Often the drivers come in and go, I don't believe any of this nonsense. And then the spirit speaks to them and they believe. Yeah, your brother got a great message from your mum, and she was talking a lot about the time she was in care and how good the food was. But Michelle, I know with your mum that she knows that you can really take after yourself. You can really look after yourself. She loves you. Your dad must be past as well, because I feel your dad coming forward, and I feel with him, he's got a good sense of humour. Like he's quite quick and quite funny. And what your dad is saying to you is that just calm your mind, girl, calm. Everything will happen at the perfect time. I feel you've got quite a lot of like anxiety about all the things that are happening, and I wonder if there's a wedding or an event coming up that you're all getting geared up for, because I feel that you're sort of caught in the wave of that. If that's not happening yet, then you will hear about it and it will happen. And I know there's a trip to Disneyland round about you as well, because I feel I see the fairy princess castle very, very strong here. And if you don't already have a granddaughter, there is most certainly one coming for you at some juncture. I do hear the name Ian. I'm not sure whether Ian's living or passed, but I do know I love his voice. I can actually hear his voice. He's got quite a deep voice, and as he speaks, there's a little bit of humour in that voice. So I hope he's still here. I hope he's still here, Michelle. Also, there's a gentleman coming forward, and he has two dogs, and one looks like a collie and one looks like a little Jack Russell, a little chunky, chubby Jack Russell. This feels like it could be your granddad, maybe. So I hope that makes sense to you, darling. Let me try and give you a card that is not water. Although if that's what the angels want you to have, that's what you'll have. The name or the month June must be significant. And I want the 16th, please, the 16th. Oh, great card, worth waiting for. Your patience will be rewarded. Isn't that so nice? So if this is someone who's, it could be you, or it could be a daughter, see a nice young girl here. If it's waiting for a relationship or waiting for a job, whatever, it's going to happen. So no fretting, as we said to you. Just calm, and please give the same message to whoever is around you who is waiting on something. I do feel the name Sarah connected with you somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, and also the name Irene, and I feel quite sure that Irene's in spirit. So I hope that makes sense to you, darling. God bless you. Right, here's some feedback from Charlotte. Thank you, Jane. My grandpa aspirated and was in hospital. We had to take the decision to remove oxygen as his organs were shutting down. Some horrible things were said in front of my grandpa and they were out of order. However, my grandpa found the strength to squeeze my hand. He was unable to verbally communicate. Weirdly, I saw him jump up a bit, looking surprised, looking up into the corner like he saw someone. I was really close to my grandpa. I miss him. I hope he's okay. Of course, darling, he's okay. I think I gave you a message from him when I met you in the noon. Would that be correct? Anyway, the things that are said, that yes, it is inappropriate to say things around someone's death, but it's inappropriate to say horrible things at any time, actually. But your grandpa doesn't care about that. All he cares about is loving you, and you are just in the light of his love so strongly. Strongly, never forget that. If you feel warmth down the back of your head and your shoulders, then you'll know that's his love. He's also holding a tiny baby boy. So I feel there was a baby boy either lost or there's a baby boy that was born early. I hope you understand that, Charlotte, but it's not kind of any dire warning, darling. So don't worry about it. Kiss, kiss. Jerry Kelly says, very good, Jane. It shouldn't have been a security job, but the situation did involve it, which I didn't know when I started. Terrible job. Unfortunately, it changed my personal canvas. Now I'm jobless. Okay, Jerry, let's put that a different way. Now I am recovering from the trauma of that last job, and once I'm recovered, I'm going to be very strong and able to take on a new job. Aha, I do feel you work in a supermarket very strongly, Jerry. And you'll be absolutely fabulous in this job. And it could be a greeter or someone like that. So just get yourself calm, get yourself sorted, and we'll get you fixed up. Hello to everyone that's just joined. I'm so sorry if I don't get to say hello to you all, but I love you all very, very much. And I will be back on soon for another JDTV, but I'll do a couple more. Please don't anyone think I'm ignoring them. I'm not. I think I do explain to you that the comments scroll down the right-hand side of my screen. And when I start to read someone or to bring the spirit forward, then I can't see the comments. Quite often they've scrolled past by the time I come back into watching situation. So Margaret says, hi Jane, would love a reading, still in hospital, rushed in on Thursday. I'm so sorry to hear that, Margaret, but I'm happy to tell you something. You're going to be out by Thursday, I do feel. You were rushed in on Thursday, so I do feel you might be out by next Thursday. Honestly, I do not feel there's anything too serious. I really don't feel there's anything too serious. I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know, did you have a burst blood vessel or burst vein or something like that? Not in your head, but maybe in an arm or a leg, or maybe in your body or something, but I don't know what's going on with you. I'm seeing like there's maybe a lot in blood pressure here, but I know your wee dad's here and he just wants to tell you how strong you are and how he's supporting you. So Margaret, you'll be out soon. Ask the angels and say this, my health is good and I'm becoming healthier and stronger every day. So anyone who's suffering needs to make the same affirmation. And when doctors tell you a thing, remember that miracles happen every minute of every day. So if they tell you something you don't want to hear, you don't have to listen to it. I always say to people that want to give me bad news, sorry, I don't want to listen to this. I'm in charge of my health and I'm healthy and I'm getting healthier every day. So Margaret, you're still going to be tip-top condition, darling. Thankful. So just be thankful for the nurses and the doctors and being in the hospital, even though it's a pain in the bum for you. You must have got some oxygen, Margaret. I can see an oxygen mask over your face. Think about the people and things you feel grateful for. Yeah, an attitude of gratitude will also help you on your way to recovery, but I do feel good strength with you. I honestly do, Margaret. I would not say that if I didn't feel it was accurate. Do you know who Gary is, darling? Gary, you just hear that name around you, darling. So, little feedback from Pamela. I can understand all of this. Yes, Dad's in spirit. I do need to drink more water. I've been thinking about doing cold water therapy. Oh, good for you, darling. Well, I can see you've only just got your feet in, but you're doing it with a group. There's 6 or 7 of you there. So give it a try, darling. Give it a try. For all those that are having rough times, it's not surprising because the energy in the world right now, we're all devastated by what's going on, and if we're sensitive at all, it's incredibly hard to live with what we're being bombarded with. The actual physical bombarding that's going on, and the energy that's going around the world resulting from this, the shock and the horror and the fear and the compassion. It's so difficult for us sensitives to deal with it, and everybody that's on here is sensitive. So really the only way you can address that is by sending love to the situation, sending love to all the people involved, imagine and visualizing the situation resolved and the Russian tanks moving out of Ukraine, and let's just put it nicely, Putin steps down. So let's do that. And of course, in our own lives, our lives are a micro image of a macro image, which is the world. So we have lots of issues in our life just now as well. But don't become these issues. If we have an illness or if we have something going on with us or a problem or a challenge, don't become what this is. You are still you. You're still a wonderful spiritual being having a human experience, and you are not the illness. You are not the issue. You are not the challenge. That is just part of your journey. And things change every day, and you will come out of this situation that you're in. Do ask the angels to assist, and everybody do give all your problems and issues to the angels to resolve. Just say that to the angels. I'm giving you everything, all my issues, all my problems, all my worries. Please, you sort them out. I do not know everyone's greater past. So angels, you sort them out. And can you please shower love on all involved? And that, we don't realise it in this world, but that is the most useful thing you can do. Sending beautiful healing energy and giving human issues to the spirit to sort out. So I hope that's helps all who are just saying that. Michelle says you're welcome. Thanks. You're very welcome, darling. So here's one for Jan Ross. Mum passed before we could talk things over. I feel she is trying to get through, but I'm not sure. I wonder if she would let me know if she is with Dad. I could feel your mum right away, Jan, and I've got to say she feels incredibly calm. She's bringing forward this beautiful, calm energy, and she's spreading it through me to you and everyone else. Your mum's absolutely perfect. She says she is with your dad when she wishes to be with your dad. She wants to be with you and the family and make sure you're all okay. And in fact, your mum is doing a higher job, a very spiritual job just now, of sending calming, loving energy to planet Earth. So big respect to you, Mum. Big, massive respect to you. I wonder on the side if you know the name Paula or Pauline, Jan. I'm definitely not saying that's your mummy or anything to do with her, but I just heard that name coming through. Your dad is looking here in awe at your mum and what she's doing right now from the spirit world. So I don't know what happened between you guys in life, but I know that everything is fine between you now. This also happened with me and my mum before she passed, and for 4 days after she passed, I was crying and crying, not because she'd passed, but because I felt we had wasted our lives, our human lives together, by misunderstanding each other and not loving ourselves enough. And then after the 4 days, I felt the gentle energy of her and my dad coming towards me. And it was like, everything is fine. And from that moment on, I have not shed one more tear about it, because I know that everything is fine. The same with you, Jan, please, the same. Also hear the name Betty for you, so don't worry anymore about that situation, darling, okay? All is well. All is well. I wonder if you have a sister or two sisters, Jan, because your mum and dad are making me aware of other ladies around you, and I've been showing a pink rose for you, and also a hamster. Hamster. Someone must have had a hamster that died, or just received a hamster. But here's the card the angels are saying, relax, everything's okay. So they're basically just echoing what I've said to you there. Don't worry, it's all going to be fine. I love that card so much, and I'm so for you. Do you also know Billy? Who Billy is, Jan, because I hear that name for you as well. So what I'm going to do right now, Fiona Louise, I see you there, and I did speak to you in that last thing I said, and the same to you, my dear friend Charlene. And everybody else who's struggling at this moment. So I'm going to now choose a card for everybody who's on. And as I say, it doesn't matter whether you're watching now or later. This is good for you. And one just fell on the floor. I'm not going to try and retrieve that, because you don't want to see the top of my head necessarily. So I'll see what it is later. But right now, aha, change. And this is an echo of what I said at the beginning. We're all going through a tumultuous time. This is a time of transformation, a time of change on a personal and worldwide level. I mean, the changes that are taking place, and the people in Russia who would before have been too scared to speak up against the communist dictatorship are now publicly opposing it, and having, despite the terrible things that are happening. So the changes that you're going through are positive, because they're all bringing us nearer to the path of light, the path of spirituality, the path of love. And if you can focus on the positive, if you can feel that there's a little something to be grateful about, if you can put one foot in front of the other, hold your head high, get out into nature, you're going to feel so much better, so much sooner. Just let things in the past go. They don't matter anymore. The only thing that matters is this moment now. So that's some real strong spiritual philosophy and guidance for everyone watching. And I hope that you do all take that advice and run with it, because it will improve your life so much. So just for the time being, I want to say that I love you all very much. The non-physical realms are bringing love through my heart to your heart, and they're healing everyone who watches this, and they're also putting inspiration into your mind and your heart. It's subtle, so be aware of it. But I'm sending you so much love until I see you again, which will be very, very soon. And don't forget, local friends, I have some events coming up to raise money for Ukraine. Please, please, please try and get along, and you'll enjoy the evening, and we'll be doing such a wonderful humanitarian thing together. Have a great evening. Love you all so much. Bye.